Yes, I request Honorable Chief Guest of the Gathering, Dr. Yashwant Ryan, HOD English DN College Hisar, special guest of the gathering, she'll be amongst us within a few moments. After a while, she will be joining us, special guest of the gathering. Honorable, then advocate jury members, Dr. Balvi ma'am and Dr. Ritu Sadara ma'am. First of all, I request chief guest of the gathering, Dr. Yashwant Rai ma'am, for that guide. Please come ma'am, I request you. And also request Mithra sir to come, and all the distinguished guests to be the part of this fire ceremony. Ya kundendu tushar bhardhavana, ya shubhya vastrāvrita, ya vīnān gandhamanditara, ya Padmasana, Ya Brahma Chud Shankar Prabhidhi Devai Sadavandita Samam Madhu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesh O Goddess Ma Saraswati, we go before you. Please dispel our ignorance and give us knowledge to overcome the hurdles of life. Yes, Saraswati Ma. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to request the sir and the student for Saraswati Mandala. Goddess Ma Saraswati, please give us intellect so that we may contribute our best. With this, we move ahead. Firstly, I will feel it my foremost duty to introduce the distinguished guest. Firstly, I would like to introduce Chief Guest of the occasion, Dr. Yashivai Kayal ma'am. She is Associate Professor and Head Department of English, DM College Hisar. She is MA, MPhil, PhD. She has a big teaching experience of more than 30 years. PG in UT classes Bob. She has been chairperson and resource person in various seminars. She has been honored with Best Teacher Award by Government of Haryana. She is a member governing body, DAV College Managing Committee. Then she is member Board of Studies, KUK as well. Moreover, she is member Board of Studies, GJU. Thus she has vast experience in administrative positions, professional and outreach activities. Dr. Yashivai Kayal has got appreciation from DAV management for her 25 years meritorious service. She has presented research papers on various topics like environmental regeneration, women empowerment, human rights, constitutional remedies to women, and so on. She has participated in various workshops and refresher courses. Thus we feel to have an intellectual personality among us. Thank you very much, ma'am. Let me introduce our special later I will announce. Then she will be just joining us. Let me introduce the jury members. I feel proud to introduce the jury members. Firstly, let me introduce Dr. Pallavi ma'am. She is an assistant professor at GJU Hisar. She is teaching courses in English, literature, language and linguistics to both undergraduate and postgraduate students. She has been working as a program coordinator English in GJU Hisar. She is performing the responsibilities as an in charge in the Department of English in GJU Hisar. She is taught in FC College for Women and DN College Hisar as an assistant professor. Thus we have an erudite personality among us. Please give a big round of applause. Now I would like to introduce another jury member, Dr. Ritu ma'am. She is assistant professor in English, DN College Hisar. She has teaching experience of 16 years. Her various papers have been published in national and international journals. She has attended numerous seminars, webinars. Thus she is an experienced and intellectual personality among us. So we are lucky to have such intellectual personalities with us on the auspicious occasion, that is Thakur Dass Bhargava Memorial English Declamation Contest. Please give a round of applause. Before I proceed, let me read the rules and instructions of the competition. Participants have to speak on any one of the three topics, as you know, and the duration of the declaration, that is very important, will be 2 to 3 minutes for the category 1, that is junior, and 3 to 4 minutes for category 2, that is senior. Warning bell will be sounded 1 minute before the time limit. The final bell will be sounded at the end of 3 minutes for junior category and 4 minutes for senior category. Those who exceed the time limit, they will be so-called disqualified. Paper reading is not allowed, and marks will be awarded to the individual competitors on the basis of content, gesture, pronunciation, confidence, they know all these things. And the students, the participants have not to announce the school name. The chest numbers have been allotted to them, and they will announce only the chest number. That is all. The name can be there. Now I would like to hand over the mic to Surabhi ma'am. We are going to start the program now. Firstly for the junior category.
So first of all, we will invite the speakers from the junior category, that is grade 6 to 8. The topics for this category are hard times create strong men, self-discipline key to success, changes that would make mighty better. Our talents are gifts from the universe to the universe. Now I see all the participants are ready to come on the stage and share their views. So who is going to break the ice? Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the first speaker to come on the stage. Yes, everyone. Please welcome.
Heroes are made in the hour of defeat. Success is therefore called a series of glorious defeats. A very warm morning, everyone. Today I, Yavi, standing in front of you all, am going to speak on the topic hard times create strong men. You can't grow without struggle, and you can't get stronger without resistance. I would like to request every one of you to recall those hard times when we were locked in our homes, had to put on a mask, couldn't walk freely. Everyone was in fear, anxiety, watching headlines of trials of vaccines. When one morning, August Sahim and Ostam Qureshi came up with a ray of hope. They did many trials, faced many failures, disappointment, but decided not to quit and save humanity. Hard times force us to become better, and one must be grateful for all the struggles to ensure more pleasure than pain. Now I would like to talk about everyone's motivation, someone from whom I draw all my courage. Greatest of our times, Malala Yousafzai. Malala at her tender age realized that girls had no right in Pakistan. But she not only raised her voice against it, but fought too, to even being shot on her way home. But she survived and continues to fight till date. A lesson to learn during the hard times is of resilience, as it helps us to maintain a positive outlook. And a true example of resilience is of Dr. Abdul Kalam's journey, a humble man who termed his struggles as experiences. With the least sources he had, he launched the first rocket satellite from a journey that through the tough times of adversity, people create good times of prosperity. Struggles offer us a learning experience and bring us to the right mindset. Just like we've learned from the COVID saviors to stay positive, from Malala Yousafzai to stay strong, and from Dr. Kalam to stay focused and learn from the pain. Now next time a struggle comes, I don't want you to curse the skies. Know that it was sent for a reason and a lesson. It might make you stronger, it might teach you patience, it might be there for you to show others a spirit, but there is always a reason. Thank you, everyone.
Well spoken.
When we go through tough times, we grow stronger, wiser, and a more open individual who believes that every single thing in this world happens for a reason. When we were sent to earth by the God, there was nothing on the earth. We had to come down from the trees and face the mighty challenge of life. We did not know how to do it, but the adverse circumstances we were placed in taught us to fight the battles of life. As a result of our heroic struggles against these adverse circumstances, we came down from the trees, changed the face of the universe, and even landed on the moon. All this could have not been possible if we were blessed with prosperity. After all, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, but it's about learning to dance in the rain. There are several examples of brilliant individuals all across the world who grow solely in the school of hardship throughout human history. Examples of such individuals include our very own former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who came from a very underprivileged later went out to be the president. This also includes J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. We may not know the fact that she was a single mother with no money and no job, and her manuscript for Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishing houses. Yet, she today is one of the most successful authors ever. Hard times make us suffer, but the suffering we endure ultimately makes us stronger. So let's focus on the bright side of life, and we should not be able to make adversity our master. Remember, as said by Michael Hall, good times create adversity creates strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men again create hard times. Remember, the same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. It's not a thank you.
Thank you very much.
Few days back, I was reading about J.K. Rowling and wondered what a lady she is. Every one of you must have heard her name. Yes, she is the author of the world-famous series Harry Potter. But what most of you don't know is what she went through before reaching the stage of popularity. Rowling's life was not peaches and cream. She struggled tremendously. Not one or two or five, around 12 major publications rejected the story of Harry Potter. She was shattered, but not defeated. She kept approaching other publications, and guess what? Her efforts bore fruits, and her book won our hearts. Good morning, everyone present here. Today, I am chess number J3 going to share my views on the topic, hard times create strong men. Many people see difficult times as bad things, which is a wrong mindset and approach. Life is constantly changing. History has demonstrated that the most notable winners usually encounter heartbreaking obstacles before they triumphed. They won because they refused to get discouraged by their defeats. How can I forget the name of Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa? He spent a lifetime fighting against apartheid, and he had to spend 30 years in prison. After struggling a lot for the freedom of his people, he finally became the first black president of the new nation. Always remember, 99% of all failures come from the people who have a habit of making excuses. Rightly said by George Washington Carver. If you want to create the life of your dreams, then you have to take 100% responsibility for your life as well. That means giving up all your excuses, all your victim stories, all the reasons why you can't and why you haven't up till now, all the blamings. You have to give them up all forever. I would like to conclude with these words. When you take risks in your life, you learn that there will be times when you will succeed, and there will be times when you will lose. Both are equally important. Thank you and have a great day.
It was indeed a wonderful speech. Now I would like to call our next participant, batch number J4. Please come on the stage. J4. Okay, then that is please note down we are not having J4 with us. So now I would like to call batch number J5. Please come on stage. Please give a huge round of applause. Judges, please note that we don't have J4 with us.
Failure is an experience that lends you wisdom that ultimately makes you stronger. Warm greetings to everyone. Today I, chess number 5J, stand before you all to extend my discourse on the topic, hard times create strong men.
every time. No hard work, no struggle, no challenges. Most of you would be thinking, that would be great. But then, when something hard comes up in your life, hits you out of nowhere and sets you back, you feel demotivated or bogged down because you have never been through anything that strengthens you. An arrow can only be shot by pulling it backward. So when life drags you back with difficulties, it means it is going to launch you into something great. A smooth sea can never ever make a skilled sailor. Iron can never be a sword without being burnt and beaten. It's because success is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be difficult, challenging, and just exhausting. Or everyone would be successful. So in the midst of adversity, execute. Because now is the time to set your next feet and start climbing it. Because now is the time you seed the seed for true progress. All of you have heard about the famous Harry Potter series. Most of you have also read it. But do you know the struggle behind it? The author of the series, J.K. Rowling, has been through terrible conditions of poverty and struggle. She was left jobless with a dependent child. Depressed, she even tried to commit suicide. But in the midst of tribulation, she turned the table and became one of the best-selling living authors in the world. In our lives too, every time you find a way that does not work, it is adding to your journey. It is making you grow stronger and smarter. So next time when the struggle comes, I don't want you to curse the skies. I want you to realize that it was sent for a reason. It might be to make you stronger, to teach you patience, to show your spirits to others. So be grateful for the struggle and be ready to write the next chapter. I'd like to conclude my speech by saying that good timber does not grow with ease. Good timber does not grow with ease. The stronger the wind, the stronger the trees. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for your words. Bold and beautiful are the words of truth that uplift the soul. With these words, I would like to call our next participant, batch number J6. Please give a huge round of applause to motivate the students.
Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Good morning, everyone. Today, I will be taking a chance to air my views on the topic, hard times create strong men. Times of trouble, struggle, or unhappiness are said to be tough times. For example, pandemic, natural disaster, failure, loss of a loved one, for example, a family member or a friend, losing a job, and many other countless things. Do you all remember the difficulties we all faced during the COVID-19 pandemic? Of course, we all do. People were so worried about their health as they have been sitting idly at their homes, and their daily routines and sleeping patterns had been disrupted. The course stress, last-minute nightmares, the student budget, homesickness, following the routine, struggling in class, leaving the student life, bullying, etc., etc. These are the hard times students go through. Every living human being has problems. Young, old, employed, unemployed, successful, non-successful, striver, non-striver, arriver, all have problems. But the thing that matters is how we react to it and how we solve it. The first thing which we are supposed to do while going through those tough times is never take no for an answer. Too many people just give up because someone told them a no, or maybe multiple people told them a no. Maybe they failed a handful of times, or maybe more. But there's the thing. When you're going through those tough times in your life, you need to double down and put in an exponential amount of effort. You cannot just lay down your arms and think what your fate has in store for you. No way. The second thing is tackle your problems. Write down the problems involved, list as many solutions as possible, accept reasonable Whether you believe in God, Allah, Jesus, Buddha, or the spiritual ones that bind us all together, there is a force out there which is undeniable. Prayer mixed with massive action brings God's love and beauty into your life. At last, I would like to thank the judges, the teachers, and my fellow participants for listening me up. And last but not the least, I would like to say, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to call our next participant, batch number J7. Please put your hands together for the participant.
Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times, says G. Michael Hall. I am very sure that you will also agree with this. Respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends, I am here to speak on the topic hard times create strong men. Our research has found that up to 70% of people experience positive psychological growth from difficult times, such as deeper sense of self and purpose, a greater appreciation for life and loved ones, and an increased capacity of altruism, empathy, and desire to act for greater good. We should not forget the generation that went through the Great Depression and World War II, are called the greatest generation. Why? The reason is the hardships that made them strong enough to face all the adverse situations in life. You might have heard, no pain, no gain. When we face crisis, it becomes difficult to imagine that it will eventually lead to some type of strength. Resilience is a person's ability to bounce back from adversity and grow from challenge. And the research shows that past adversity can help you persevere the face of current stress. Show me someone who has done something, and I will show you someone who has overcome adversity. We have many such examples. The best example is our people's president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and many others like Dhirubhai Ambani, Kiran Bedi, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and even Draupadi Murmu. The list is endless. So, hard times are blessings in disguise. We do have to suffer, but in the end, it makes us strong, better, and wise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In your sky, you are the brightest star. Without your light, it's dark like tar. So love yourself to enlighten others. So now I would like to call our next participant, and the batch number is J8. Please give a huge round of applause for the participant.
We all have dreams. We all have dreams. But in order to make dreams into reality, it takes an awful lot of determination, dedication, effort, and self-discipline. A very good morning to honorable chairperson, respected panel of judges, and all my seniors and juniors. I am Ira, standing before you to express my views on self-discipline, the key to success. Self-discipline is the center of all material success. You can't win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind. Self-discipline is an invaluable skill to learn and develop over the course of your life, which will help you tremendously throughout your academic career. It is inevitably that as a student, there are many subjects that you don't love and periods of distractions in your life. That's why it is important to develop self-discipline in order to succeed through those times of less motivation. Studies have shown that students with high degree of self-discipline retain more knowledge than those without having it. Students with strong self-discipline are more careful in their tasks, which
larger essays and projects. Make friends at school, but know when it's time to socialize and when it's time to study. Achieving self-discipline may be difficult, but in order to lead a healthy personal and professional life, it is very important. I would like to conclude my speech with a famous quote given by Napoleon Hill. Self-discipline is the biggest with mastery of your thoughts. If you can't control what you think, you can't control what you do. Rich thanks to all for listening me patiently. Have a wonderful day.
It was indeed a wonderful speech. We have calcium in our bones, iron in our veins, carbon in our souls, and nitrogen in our brains. 93% stardust with souls made of flames. We are all just stars that have people names. So with these words, I would like to invite our next participant, and the batch number is J9. Please give a huge round of applause for the participant.
Or limited behavior or a restrictive lifestyle. In its most basic form, self-discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done even if you don't want to. Self-discipline is required at all times, whether you're happy or sad. It's just that when you're feeling good, happy or motivated, you don't have to work as hard to maintain your self-control. Good morning, I am Shreyashi to express my thoughts on the topic self-discipline. In today's fast-paced world, self-discipline is crucial for success. With rising distractions and reducing attention spans, it is very easy to be left behind in a world that operates at a neck-breaking pace. Self-discipline forms a routine that manages time and resources efficiently. This leads to conservation of energy, and free time leads to unwind in your busy lifestyles. Without discipline in your life, you can be pushed to brink that might leave you exhausted, helpless, or stressed. This is completely avoidable by taking a few small steps on a regular basis towards an organized lifestyle. You must cultivate the habit to feel responsible for all your actions. With discipline in your life, you are empowering yourself with more confidence. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite our next participant, batch number J10. Please give a huge round of applause.
The discipline you enforce today. The discipline you enforce today determines the successes you will enjoy tomorrow. Good morning to one and all present here. I, Twinkle, batch number 10J, would like to express my views on the topic self-discipline. So now you are telling me. Tell me people, what exactly is self-discipline? It's the ability to control your impulses, emotions, reactions, and behaviors. It allows you to forego short-term gratification in favor of long-term satisfaction and gain. It's saying no when you really want to say yes. Contrary to common opinion, self-discipline does not involve harsh or limiting behavior or a constrained way of life. The ability to carry out tasks, even when you don't want to, is the essence of self-discipline. Self-control is necessary at all times, regardless of how you are feeling. It's just that you don't have to exert as much effort to manage your behavior when you are feeling good, joyful, and motivated. Success is counted sweetest. Success is counted sweetest by those who never succeed. To comprehend a nectar requires storage need, says Emily Dickinson, the famous poet Emily Dickinson.
mirror, but you are eternity and you are the mirror. With these words, I would like to call our next participant, and the batch number is J11. Please give a huge round of applause for the participant.
What has to be done? Lazing around just for laughing. Grab hold of yourself and move on. Do what you have to do today. Good morning, honorable judges, teachers, and my dear lovely friends. Today I am here to deliver a speech on a very important topic, self-discipline, a key to success. So basically, self-discipline means the ability to make yourself do something really hard or unpleasant. Push yourself forward, stay motivated and take action, regardless of how you're feeling physically or emotionally. It's like to make yourself really work hard or behave in a particular way without needing anyone else to tell you what to do. An example of self-discipline can be exercising at home alone. It requires a tremendous amount of self-discipline. Self-discipline is a magic power that makes you virtually unstoppable. Every person needs to possess the skills of self-discipline. It strengthens those with knowledge and yet only a few put efforts to develop it. Life throws a series of challenges on the path to attain success and achievement. To rise above the obstacles, one needs to imbibe the habit of persistence and perseverance, which can be achieved through self-discipline. Self-discipline is a key to success as it improves your personality and makes you to stand out of the crowd. Furthermore, it helps an individual overcome his/her negative habits. Life is a cycle of distraction and challenges, but a self-determined person focuses on the goals. Self-discipline singles out your goal from the rest of the distractions and fixates you to achieve great things in life. A self-determined person achieves great heights through his efforts and optimum use of time. There are ample opportunities your way. Take your time and practice till you perfect yourself. And to conclude, I would like to say, self-discipline is a bridge between yourself and your goals. Self-discipline is the secret to strengthening souls. It teaches us to operate by principles rather than desire. It helps make our efforts persistent with a blazing fire. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. You wonderfully expressed your ideas. So now I would like to call our next participant, and the batch number is J12. Please put a huge round of applause for the participant.
A very warm morning to everyone present here. Today I am here to represent my views on the topic self-discipline, key to success. What is self-discipline? The thing that motivates you to select and then to commit to your actions and attitudes of a person that makes you stand out of the crowd is self-discipline. When you master yourself, you can succeed at anything. The key to mastering your thoughts is self-discipline. Sometimes we wonder why success seems far away. Well, it's because we keep making poor decisions day after day. Self-discipline is essential for both those at home or those at work. Our mothers get up early in the morning to prepare breakfast for us, as well as she packs our lunch, bag, bottle, and so on. She is able to accomplish all of this because she is self-disciplined. Indeed, it teaches us to love and care for both ourselves and others. No goal achievement and success can be realized without being self-disciplined. You must have heard of Ratan Tata. He is an Indian industrialist and a former chairman of Tata and Sons. He is able to reach there because he is self-disciplined. Being disciplined doesn't mean to give up everything we enjoy, but it helps to focus our mind's energy on our goals until they are accomplished. If you are creative and want to be a singer, dancer, actor, or painter, or if you want to go into any field, you must be self-disciplined. Self-command, self-regulation, self-feedback, are the three elements combined together to make self-discipline. Lack of self-discipline results in failure, defeat, ruined relationships, obesity, health issues, and thus unhappiness. It will also increase your inner strength to overcome sadness, laziness, and procrastination, which are major roadblocks in your life. So, I think self-discipline is like a muscle, and right now, my friend, self-discipline muscle is super weak. And in order to build up that muscle, we need to start exercising self-discipline on a daily basis. So I think it is well said that self-discipline is the bridge between our goals and accomplishment. Thank you and have a cheerful day.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to call our next participant, and the batch number is J13. Please put your hands together for the participant.
Do you want people just to feel sorry for you? Or do you want people to look up to you? Do you want to be a legend? Because legends are born in the valley of struggle. You are greater than anything that has happened to you. Fear is only a fictional movie, but reality is struggle. Greetings of the day. Today I am here to present my views on the topic Hard Times Create Strong Men. Hard times create strong men create good times create a weak man, and weak men create hard times. It refers to a catchphrase that attempts to describe the cycle of prosperity and regression in society. This says a lot in less. We have infinite examples in our storied history where, when faced with challenges, we arise stronger as a nation. So, it is important for the people to stay resilient, determined, undaunted, and focused to get through hard times. They should understand that the time doesn't stay still. It's just a matter of weathering the storm with strength and bravery. Just like in storms, we close all doors and windows. Similarly, during hard times, we should make our heart steadfast and never do so. Through these hard times, God winnows strong people from weak ones. Just like in villages, women winnows grains from the husk. It is very easy to feel weak and give up during hard times. Human nature mostly chooses the path with the least resistance. But those who do not choose the easy path are the ones who will make the difference to this world. Now, to cut a long story short, the more someone is broken down, the more unbreakable they become. Person suffering from hard times is way wiser and make better choices, where who have it easy are often unaware about that everything that glitters isn't good. Wise people always leave a mark. As rightly said, tough times never last, but tough people do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give, give, and give. To give without reserve is living. Fall, fall, and fall again. To fall without stopping is rising. Break, break, and break again. To break without bending is integrity. Lose, lose, and lose again. To lose without submitting is victory. Love, love, and love again. To love despite being fooled is sanity. Help, help, and help again. To help despite being deceived is humanity. With these words, I would like to invite our next participant, and the batch number is J14. Please give a huge round of applause for the participant.
Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy time. Easy time create weak men. Weak men create tough time. Jai Hind. point. In life, we are familiar to many great personalities who are familiar to us. When we go through their life struggle, we find that their struggle made them strong enough to face them. A real man smiles in trouble, gathers strength from distress, and grow brave by reflection. Struggles are part of everybody's life. A person who faces them bravely will definitely become stronger than the person who avoids struggle to face. Dear friends, there is a saying that tough times don't last, but tough people do. In life, you may face a lot of problems which are going to push you over again and again and hit you down when you're trying to get back. But we must keep trying with persistence and certitude. Being a man is about showing strength, confidence, and living your life. It's dealing with challenges and difficulties without being confrontational or evasive. That's the sense of great people. Great people, they did not become great by their failures, but they overcome from all those failures and struggle and showed us the way we aim. J.K. Rowling, whose famous novel Harry Potter was rejected by lots of publishers, but now she is richest woman in the world. Beat Stephen Hawking, he was not able to talk or walk, but still he shocked the world. Around us, there are many people who will hurt us and cause us pain, but we must learn to forgive, forget, and move on. In life, we will make mistakes, but we must learn from our wrongs and grow from them. Remember, a diamond with a flaw is more valuable than a brick without a flaw. In life, there are regrets that we have to live with, but we must learn to leave the past behind and accept something that we can't change. As the show must go on, and we must move on. In short, I want to say that good things about bad times is what that teaches you a great lesson, otherwise it was not possible. At last, I want to conclude my speech with a saying, a prolong of living in weakness will make the people feeble, both physically and mentally. Thank you for listening to me patiently. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite our next participant, batch number J15. Please put your hands together for the participant.
I would like to draw attention to the judges, please. There is a running trophy for the Declamation contest, and school getting the highest marks will be entitled to win the running trophy, and the host school will not compete for the trophy but for the individual prize. Speakers securing first 4 positions will be conferred with. Thank you.
Time gets hard, and it gets very hard as the word hard itself claims. But the one who fights it becomes so strong that the time becomes weaker than him. A very good morning to all of you. I'm Sanvi, and you all know with little batch number 15. And today I'm going to express my views on the topic, hard times create strong men. Hard times create strong men, I guess everyone accepts this fact. Whenever we go through any tough time, we end up becoming as tough as the time goes. Life is a storm that never stops testing, and we should not wait for calm waters. Rather, we should learn to sail the rising sea. Without going through tough times, we cannot get the best out of ourselves. Like diamond is not found without pressure. Walt Disney also described it, and he said, all the adversity I've had in my life, all the struggles and obstacles have strengthened me. You might not feel it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth might be the best thing in the world for you. We see almost every greatest personality have once debated a tough time in their life, and they won. It's really said with Albert Einstein. 1879, the man who we all know as one of the greatest minds ever lived, was once considered a major failure. He didn't speak until he was 4. Yeah, 4. And when he did graduate, he struggled and nearly dropped down, and now after graduation, he ended up becoming an insurance salesman, going door to door to sell insurance. Of course, he's the same individual who brought us the theory of relativity and deeper knowledge to the universe. Not only Albert Einstein or J.K. Rowling or Steve Jobs or anyone else, Mr. Narendra Modi, the President Draupadi Murmu, and Dr.
President APJ Abdul Kalam have exemplified the power of common men, who could surmount all the struggles and obstacles to make their way into this world. When you feel like giving up, don't. When it seems you ain't gonna make it, just keep going. When they say you cannot, come on, who are they? You are really different. You know what life is, that you have Mary's life. You know it was difficult, but now you made it difficult for anyone else. So to conclude in the words of Henry Ford, when everything seems going against you, just remember one thing. That airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Thank you.
It was indeed an inspirational and motivational speech. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite our next participant, and the batch number is J16.
Strong and powerful may be used as synonyms, but a person full of power may not always be strong, because toughness cannot be judged by the amount of power a person holds. In fact, a strong person is identified by the number of difficult situations he or she unfolds. A very warm morning to honorable judges on the dais, other dignitaries present, and my fellow participants. Today, I am here to share my thoughts on the topic, hard times create strong men. Why do we need to be strong? Probably because life is absolutely unpredictable. The moment we start believing that things have started to fall in place, it is then when life hits with the hardest of its blows. Dealing with challenging tasks is not everyone's cup of tea. A few survive through hard times and last, and those few most definitely deserve to be called as strong. No matter how much we curse the trials and tribulations of our lives, but the undeniable reality is and remains that hard time certainly creates strong men. This meaningful quote very beautifully defines that a person who undergoes ordeals in life is never the same again. Because if one doesn't emerge out as a winner after facing such struggles, then at least the person may experience another challenge and gets ready for even worse. We often listen to the stories of many successful personalities, get fascinated by their riches, and deep down yearn to be one of them. But do we realize that Nelson Mandela had spent more than 3 decades of his life in prison? And with every stroke of oppression, he became stronger and mightier. All the familiar turmoil Charlie Chaplin survived through, snubbed and turned away by Hollywood, only to become the greatest silent film actor to have ever lived. This is how adversities prove to be blessing in disguise and brings out one's indestructible personality. At last, I would like to conclude by saying, the harder time gets on our nerves, the better version of ourselves life serves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once, poets were magicians, poets were strong, stronger than warriors or kings, stronger than old hapless gods, and they will be strong once again. With these words, I would like to call our next participant, and the batch number is J70.
Warm greetings of the day to the requested jury members, teachers, and fellow participants. I am candidate number J17, and I will be putting forward my views on the topic, self-discipline, the key to success. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. The definition of success may vary for individuals. Like for me, it might be winning my next badminton championship. For some, it might be getting the first rank in their class. And for others, losing a few kgs might be a huge success. But what's common is that every goal requires the enforcement of self-discipline, self-control, and self-awareness. That's a rule without an exception. So, it won't be an exaggeration to say that self-discipline is singularly the most important attribute needed to achieve success in any field. What is actually self-discipline? Well, it is simply the ability to control one's impulses or desires for immediate pleasure and instant gratification for the sake of achieving higher, meaningful goals, regardless of the obstacles that may come your way. Certainly, being disciplined does not mean giving up everything you enjoy or to relinquish fun and relaxation. It, however, does mean cultivating a mindset whereby you are ruled by your deliberate choices rather than by your emotions. So, how can we go about developing self-discipline? Actually, there is no particular framework or book that can guide you to be self-disciplined. It's just in your mind. As Daniel Goldstein said, self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. So practice self-discipline more often. Engaging in sports is again an excellent way to enhance your self-discipline, as sports train us to focus our mental and emotional energies. Lastly, get inspiration from those you admire. Michael Jordan has always maintained that his greatness as a basketball player came as much from his self-discipline and willingness to work hard at his craft as it did from his talent. Once we have a good handle on our self-discipline, the benefits are countless. We get the feeling of being in control of our life and develop the internal strength to conquer addictions. The quote by Ed Jackson Brown, a renowned American author, is my personal favorite. He says, "Talents and skills without discipline is like an octopus on roller skates. There's plenty of movement, but you never know if it's going to be forwards, backwards, or sideways. So inculcating self-discipline is one sure shot for getting success." Thank you.
Thank you, focus. Now I would like to call our next participant, and the batch number is J18.
Wear the same kind of clothes every day? Can you watch the same movie every day? Can you eat the same kind of food regularly? No, right? If I ask you why, then you must be saying that how foolish question it is. But the same thing I'm saying, that if we can eat, watch, or wear the same thing daily, how can we stay in the same kind of situation throughout our life? We need a change. And the change from good time is called hard time. At last, before I end my speech, I want to say that life is like a cycle. Hard times create strong men. Strong man creates good time. Good time creates weak man, and weak man creates hard time. This cycle never stops. Thank you for your time and patience.
Good times create weak people. Weak people create bad times. Bad times create strong people. And strong people create good time. That's the history of the world over and over again. With these beautiful lines, I, batch number 19J, wish a very pleasant morning to honorable judges, respected teachers, my seniors and juniors, and my fellow friends. I got an honor to throw light on the very same. Hard time creates strong man. Hard time creates strong man is a very powerful mindset that puts you leaps and bounds above most incapability, because the victim's mindset limits your own control over situation. As you all know, life is much more fascinating and wondrous when seen in its full nuance and complexity, rather than trying to reduce it to vague overgeneralizations. Hard times or hard life doesn't necessarily make strong man. Either rather the make man who are broken inside and escape the nightmares on rocks and poles. There are some great figures who had to overcome extreme obstacles to make our world a better place, whether
that with a scientific understanding that brought wrath of church, forwarding civil rights, technological advancements, or revolution, or sending up to Nazis. Once upon a time, founder of Dubai, Sheikh Rashid, was asked about the future of his country, and you know what his reply was? His reply was, my father rode a camel, I ride Mercedes, my son rides Land Rover, and my grandson is going to ride Land Rover as well. But my great grandson is going to have a ride on camel again. Why is that was asked about? And you know my dear friends, what his reply was? His reply was, hard time breeds strong man. Strong man breed easy times. Easy times breed weak man. And a weak man breed difficult times. I know many will not understand it, but you have to raise videos, but not parents. With these words, I conclude and have a nice day.
Thank you very much. We too, like trees, can shake off and dead leaves and begin again. Now I would like to invite our next participant, batch number J20. Please put your hands together to motivate the participants.
Respect your efforts, respect yourself. Self-respect leads to self-discipline. When one has both under your belt, that's real power. Good morning, myself contestant number 20J, and I am here to speak few words on the topic self-discipline, the key to success. By disciplining me, my parents inculcated self-discipline, and I see my upbringing as a great success story. And by respecting my choices as a child, they give me so many choices in my life. Because of what they did when I was a kid, I get to do the work I love now. Self-discipline, the real secret to success. If ever have a magical ingredient to achieve success, self-discipline would be it. This is important in everyone's life. No one can live a happy life without certain rules and regulations. It takes us on right path. This is necessary for everyone and in every field. Because if one wants to work performly on and program. Self-discipline. Self-discipline is of two types. One which we get from our outside society, and one which we originate from ourselves. Discipline, we need discipline at many stages of our life, at many paths. So it is good to practice in its childhood itself. Nature is also disciplined. The sun and the moon rise and goes at the right time. The evening and morning goes and comes at right time. The weather comes and goes at right time, from which our life is balanced. At conclude myself, I would like to say that discipline is the real secret to success, and that's why this is given so much importance in today's modern era. And thank you, have a nice day.
Thank you very much. I would like to announce that we have Dr. Sindhu among us. Please give a huge round of applause for her. Our very huge hand on behalf of our audience. So now I would like to call our next participant, and the batch number is J21.
If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. A very pleasant morning to one and all present here. Today I, woman, batch number J21 is here to present a speech on the topic Hard Times Create Strong Men. Thomas Edison, from 1,000 to 10,000 times failed before being successful with the light bulb. Walt Disney, yes, the very famous Walt Disney was thrown out by the newspaper editor because he was not capable. Within a few years, he became a phenomenon in himself. We also have Albert Einstein, about whom the teachers thought he was lazy. But he invented many formulas that have changed the world. Hard times are hard times. But when we take
challenges like these three men and many more, you will realize that hard times makes you more curious, patient and successful. Not only about your challenges but also about your weaknesses. And then you set up on the path of self-discovery. And then you set up on the path of experimentation. And lo, behold, you taste your success very soon. Sometimes when we go through really tough times, we feel that our life is going downhill and it makes us sad. But these challenging situations teach us many life lessons that makes us more practical and strong to face the upcoming challenges of our life. The only thing we have to maintain is a positive mindset. I think hard times also have a value in our life, as it makes us mindful of what is really important in our life. There is a beautiful saying, losing an opportunity is not the end of this world, it's the beginning of a new journey. It not only develops us emotionally and psychologically, but also teaches us patience. The good thing is that hard times do not last forever. If we are positive and patient, then we might see that things unfold better than we could have ever planned. It is said, success is sweet, sweeter if long delayed, and attained through defeats and struggles. And it's true that we appreciate success when we go through defeats and struggles. People who go through ups and downs in their life have a better understanding and appreciation of life. Now, I want to conclude by saying, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you have ever imagined. Thank you and have a cheerful day ahead.
Thank you very much. In your sky, you are the brightest stars. Without your light, it's dark like a dark. You love yourself to enlighten others. With these words, I would like to call our next participant, and the batch number is J20, please.
Respected jury members, well-trained teachers and my co-participants, I wish you all a very pleasant morning. I, batch number 22, is hereby standing to express my views on hard times create a strong man. Just came across these lines by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE, in which he said during an interview, "My father was in Camel, I'm in a Mercedes. My son is on a Land Rover and my grandson is going to be from Land Rover, but my great-grandson will be back on Camel." To clarify the statement, Sheikh Mohammed replied, "Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. Hard times are sometimes blessing in disguise. We can all endure disaster and tragedy and triumph over them if we have to. You are your master, or you have the master key to open your inner locks. Tough times are opportunities. Why? Because they are inflection point where you turn the bad into the good. If you adopt patience while dealing with struggles, it will strengthen your spirit, sweeten your temper, stiffen and wither down. While enduring a difficult time in your life, it's important to acknowledge and accept that you can't control everything in your life. What you can control is your reaction to the situation. Sudha Chandran, the acclaimed actress and Bharatanatyam dancer, is a perfect symbol of perseverance, courage and positivity. It's completely acceptable and normal that she went through a grieving process after she lost her right leg in an accident, besides a passion for Bharatanatyam dance. Tired of listening about her inability to dance again and unsolicited sympathy she received, only made her sure about wanting to dance again. Believe it or not, she performed well in a show and received standing ovation for her courageous act. The Finnish phenomenon suggests that a new life arises from the remains of old way of being. From Sudha Chandran's story, we learn that an accident so fatal can still be a blessing in disguise. We are not aware of other people's struggle. It seems like they are much better than us. From a bit of lucid reflecting, you will come to know that whatever happens to you, in the same form or related one happens to almost everybody. From darkness sprouts a light. Get up and reset yourself, committing to look at difficulties with a fresh perspective. Embrace your hard times and become strong.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am the weaver of hope, searching shadows for silver strands of stars. I might light out of darkness. I make dreams out of scars. With these words, I would like to call our last participant for the junior category. Please put your hands together for the participant.
I wish a very pleasant morning to respected judges and my dear audience. Today I am standing here in front of you to share my views on how I will make my city a better one. The betterment of society is not a job to be left to a few. It is a responsibility to be shared by all. I wish that all of us can do the best we can for the betterment of our society. Paul Young once quoted, "Wherever I lay my hand, that's my home." And if so, I lay my hand in Hisar, my hometown, every day. Hisar can be called as the dream city for a common man, as it is clean, safe and well connected by different means of transport to the major cities around, and also green and spacious. Hisar is a very well-positioned, adequately planned, subsistently handled city as it lies in the fertile plains of Haryana. Its achievements as an industrial hub with an established Jindal Steel Limited steel plant to being an educational hub, housing 3 major universities that attract students from all around the globe. Hisar stands tall and proud on the map of our country. The world is perfect as it is, including my desire to change it. Gandhiji once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And about changes, I surely would like to add a few gems to the crown of Hisar. Hisar has a great historic value. Settled in the northern plains by Firoz Shah, Hisar Fort was the second to be established in the British India, where the great Lala Lajpat Rai had practiced. This historic importance of the city can be revived, not only to educate the local citizens, but also to attract tourism in Haryana. Awareness is not only confined to the rich heritage value, but also the Haryana culture that is equally extensive. If there can be a Chuki Dhani in Rajasthan, why can't a Haryana Haat be set up in Hisar, where we can proudly showcase the Haryana culture, language, literature, art, cuisine, and at last but not the least, the world famous Haryana humor. I see many people who accurately emphasize on some very important issues such as cleanliness, hanging electricity, stray animals, which are the basic amenities that should be addressed to lift the face value of Hisar. I would also like to recommend the establishment of an innovation district with the right strategies. It is a concentrated area with physical spaces that cluster entrepreneurs, medical institutions, startups and academia. After all, creativity is thinking up new things and innovation is doing new things. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. You wonderfully expressed your ideas. That is, please note down that we don't have batch number J4 with us. We don't have batch J4 with us. Yes. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. At this time, we have heard from every speaker in the junior category. We will pause briefly before going to the senior category. I therefore ask that everyone, including the teachers, leave for some refreshment. Students will go for refreshment in room number 204 and teachers will go in room number 203. And it is a 20-minute break. You all are requested together once again at 12:20. We will start the senior category inter-school declamation at 12:30 sharply. You may disperse, please. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dr. Aparna Sharma ma'am, who is a special guest of the gathering. She is HOD Languages and Haryana Culture, CCSHU Hisar. She is the alumnus of the school. Her specialization is phonetics, communicative English, linguistics, and American grammar. She has been a resource faculty for various teacher training programs at other universities and colleges. She has been a trainer for UGC capacity building of women managers in higher education. So we have an intellectual and learned personality among us. Please give a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Let us start the contest for the senior wing. First contestant from the senior wing, test number 1. The topic is fall 7 times, stand up 8.
What would the world today look like if Thomas Edison had given up after failing to make the light bulb 1,000 times? Or if J.K. Rowling would have given up when Harry Potter was rejected about 13 times? Or if Walt Disney had believed his teacher when he said he wasn't creative enough? All these people have a name to reckon with and are widely known today. But there's one thing common to all of them. They never gave up. They fought and persevered through odds. They indeed fell 7, but also stood up 8. Good morning to one and all present here. Today I will be speaking on the topic, fall 7 times, stand up 8. This proverbial statement highlights the virtues of resilience, perseverance, and diligence. I'd like to ask all of you a question. Is there someone who has never failed in life? I'm sure the answer is no, for it can perhaps happen with God or even robots, but certainly not with humans. It's only human for us to fail. It requires immense courage to attempt something, fail, and then rise again. We must not flinch from trying something new. It requires courage only to take the first step on the ladder of success, and then the rest is history. Any goal that we set our minds to requires focus, conviction, and fearlessness. Without these qualities, success cannot be achieved. And even if it is, it will be a matter of chance more than the fruit of hard work. And let me assure you, such success will not give you a sense of achievement, satisfaction, or even prolonged happiness. One must not forget that every cloud has a silver lining. We must continue to work on the path we've chosen for ourselves, even if we fail repeatedly. For failures only conceal many precious lessons of life. Remember, failures make you realize the true significance of your success. They push you closer to your goals. How can we forget the formidable feats of Amitabh Bachchan, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Vikram Sarabhai, and the list is simply endless. They could stand out from the magic crowd of the ordinary, not because they were extraordinary, but because they turned their weaknesses into strengths, their failures into success, and always had a positive outlook in life. Once we decide to achieve something, put our heart and soul in it, work on our errors as we move ahead, and most importantly, have faith in our own capabilities. We are almost there. My dear friends, we are all born with a natural survival instinct and the spirit to fight back. The passion to continue untethered will certainly pave a way to resounding success for us. I'd like to rest my case with a few poetic lines. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt, and you can never tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar, and you must fight when your hardest hit, and it's when things seem worst that you must not quit. So press on, press on, press on, and never give up. Thank you.
Very nice. Next contestant here. Badge number is S2. Please give a big round of applause for the contestant. Topic is same. Fall 7 times, stand up 8.
Never give up. Doesn't matter how many times you fall, because you never know when the coin will toss up.
Oheyo gozaimasu. That's good morning in Japanese. Today, our contestant number 2 is here for a speech on topic fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Nana korobi yaoki is a Japanese proverb that means fall down 7 times, stand up 8. These are the words that have the potential to strengthen the weak, to motivate the defeated, to uplift the fallen, and to guide the lost. These are the words that can help you when you lose your way. I personally like this proverb as it is situated, actually related to never say die attitude. Moreover, strength has become a synonym. Yes, synonym for bulging biceps and chiseled chest. But the truth is that true strength doesn't lie in your body that you built in the gym. It actually lies in your mindset that you adopt in difficult situations. Your mindset is one that helps you get out of the difficult situations when you come across it. Because your body is of no use when you don't use your mind. A part of your body that has much more strength than your body. Well, falling down might not be a choice, but not getting up is definitely a deliberate choice. You need to get up every time. Yes, every time you fall down. But, well, the question is, how can you apply this in your life? Well, you did it all the time. Yes, you did it all the time. When you were younger, you learned to talk, to walk, to eat, and do all the basic stuff. Now, where is that determination? Where is that determination that you had in your childhood when you were younger? That you wanted to learn to crawl, to walk, to eat, and do all the other stuff? Where is that determination that it all talks about? As adults, we have so many excuses, right? We can't do it. Or we would have done it otherwise instead of giving these silly excuses. Life will knock you down. Life will knock you down every time you get up to do anything. So, you have to get back up, no matter what. You have to get back up. Answer the question. Now, what's the question? The question is, will you get back up? Will you get back up? Well, will you? Are you ready to take the initiative? Take the risk of getting back up? Yes, you have to in order to succeed. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you and have a cheerful day ahead.
Next contestant, please. Same topic, fall 7 times, stand up 8.
If I were to think of one thing I like about myself, then it would be my never say die attitude. Greetings and salutations to everyone present here. I, test number 3, am going to express my views on the topic fall 7 times, stand up 8. Our life is literally full of options. We can either choose to be happy or sad. We can choose to try again and again or simply give up. We can choose to live a healthy life or otherwise. It's all in our hands. In life, what matters is our attitude. Fall 7 times, stand up 8 is a Japanese proverb which means doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, but you must keep trying. Even if you fail thousands of times, you must keep getting up and trying again and again. You should pursue your goals even when the going gets tough. It's a reminder that anything worth achieving requires hard work and determination. Dreams never come true just because we want them to, but they come true whenever we are willing to fight for them. In life, we should understand, no one has made any great achievement on the first day. World famous cricketer Sachin Tendulkar, He didn't become popular in just one day. It took him lots of efforts, failures, and determination to become what he is actually today. Albert Einstein, whose teacher said that he will do nothing in his whole life, and Walt Disney, who was fired from a newspaper company because of having zero imagination and lack of original ideas. The Beatles, Steve Jobs, Sundar Pichai are some common examples of these renowned personalities who did not stop until they achieved what they were looking for. And the only thing that helped them to be motivated, be determined, was their never say die spirit. Failure is not an option for anyone, even if you have failed in any process, but you must keep getting up. One should always remember, even though he or she is working really hard for his or her goals, but there would definitely be a person who may be working even harder for the similar goals. Now it's upon you that you will let the person to win the race, or you will fight hard and win it for yourself. Success is not everyone's cup of tea. It requires lots of efforts, lots of sleepless days and nights, and a great amount of hard work. Therefore, as per this phrase, success is impending. One never knows that when he or she will gain success. It's always elusive and imminent. So the best option to choose is keep struggling with full hope and energy. Put your dreams in your heart and never give up. Now before I sum up my speech, I would like to say, sometimes good things fall apart, so better can fall together. These are the words that hold the potential to strengthen the weak, to uplift the fallen, to motivate the defeated, and to guide the lost. Thank you very much.
It's wonderful. You have expressed your wonderful thoughts. Failure is only the opportunity to begin again. Failure is only the opportunity to begin again, only this time more wisely.
Over and over again until you win, until the other guy gets tired of swinging or loses interest and wanders off. You just don't stop until you have what you set out to achieve. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to cry. Everything is okay. But giving up should not be an option. They always say that failure is not an option. Failure should be an option. Because when you fail, you get up. And when you fail and get up, that is what keeps you growing. That's how humans are strong. So failure can be an option. But giving up should not be an option ever. It doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you don't stop. Never give up, for that is just the place and time that the tide will turn. You just can't beat the person who won't give up. There is no failure except in no longer trying. Every time you rise up with more energy and put that energy in the right direction. Let's learn from Colonel Sanders, an American businessman, the owner of world's famous food chain KFC, tried to franchise his restaurant and he was rejected 1,009 times before getting it accepted. We have a long list of such exemplary personalities, such as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Abraham Lincoln, Stephen Hawking, who made it large by their consistent efforts. No matter how many setbacks, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times you are knocked down, you have to get up each time. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You must have a burning desire that can really inspire and motivate you to move forward. Sometimes you try so hard and you are so prepared, still fail. And every time you fail, it's painful, causes sadness. It is often said, a man's character is not judged after he celebrates his victory, but by what he does when his back is against the wall. Failure gives you two choices. Either you stay down or get up. You never give up. You never give up. You pick yourself up. You brush yourself up. You move on. You adapt. You overcome. believe in saying once more and never give up. With this, I call a temporary halt to my words. Thank you for listening to me.
Pause. Let us proceed towards the next contestant. S6 is come. The topic is the same, fall 7 times, stand up 8. It is try again.
Even if you fail numerous times, you shouldn't give up. Like what the quote says, fall 7 times, stand up 8. And this is my topic for the day. A very warm morning to one and all present here. Today, I, S6, would like to motivate you all to not give up. It doesn't matter how much you fail. What matters is how many times you stand up. Just keep on trying and always do your best. Do more each time and improve yourself no matter what the condition is. Let me give you an example. Say successful entrepreneurs. They didn't get perfect conditions and experiences. They encountered several challenges before they succeeded. One good quality of entrepreneurs is resilience. They don't just rise to the challenges, but also they never stop till they reach their goal. It is not quitting or not giving up. It's pursuing a goal when it feels like all the odds are against you. One of the hardest battles we often fight is the one with the people we expect to support us. When they start to discourage us and no longer believe in us, that's when our will is tested. In order to succeed, we must persevere. That's why it is said, in the realm of ideas, everything depends on enthusiasm. In the real world, all rests on perseverance. You might have heard, let go of one. It often makes things worse. And it's much true. Because it is the easiest way of preserving yourself. You fail, you feel guilty, and that's all the human nature. But sometimes you can give up on feeling guilty. Because guilt changes nothing. Do something to fix the wrong or accept that you screwed up and try not to do so again. Remember, my friends, consistency is the critical driver for success. Because consistency definitely has an effect. So people, act as if what you do makes a difference. Therefore, start today and do not stop till you reach your goal. Because success is the endless journey of perfection. Because success is the endless journey of perfection. You cannot get success, but yeah, you can live success. You cannot get success, but yeah, you can live success. Thank you, and have a challenging day, my friends.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, guests of intelligentsia, teachers, and my dear friends. I, batch number 7S, am going to air my views on the topic, cowards die many times before their death. Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant never taste of that what once is a god used in William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, which means cowards die many times before they actually die. A person who is a coward lives in constant fear of his death. Only by thinking about his death, his heart and mind begins to tremble with fear. Imagination of death does not allow him to live happily and peacefully in his life. On the other hand, the valiant people are ready to accept their death. They are aware that death is a natural event that cannot be escaped. No one, whether rich or poor, young or old, king or beggar, has overcome death. It is not forced to say that before time is a heartbreaking event. However, no one can challenge death. It is wise to adopt an accepting approach towards death rather than suffering from the torturous imagination of that like a coward. Human existence is full of risk. One may face danger anywhere. It is our call to accept it or ignore it. Gautam Buddha has rightly explained in his sermon when he asked the woman who has lost her son to procure mustard seeds from a family who had never lost anyone dear.
county table. It must come to every mortal. That has become the subject to study to many philosophers, researchers, thinkers, scientists, but it still remains unanswered. Mangal Pandey was brave enough to pose a challenge to British rule. He sacrificed his life for the freedom of our country. Many freedom fighters were punished several times by the Britishers. Yet, they did not give up. Bravery knows no age. Every year, the nation gives bravery awards to the children who display great courage and save the lives of those in danger. The brave believe only in action. They live in present and have no fear of the future. It has been rightly said that it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to know. And
9. At the age of 9, he lost his mother. At the age of 21, he got separated from his father. At the age of 27, depression overpowered him. At the age of 34, he lost in elections. And later on, ADHD and mental disorder made him suffer. If there was someone else in his place, he probably would have given up or would have blamed his destiny. But you see, there exist some people who don't dream of success like others, but they get up every morning and make it happen. And that's why today the world knows him as President Abraham Lincoln. If I'm wanting to volunteer present here, I'm Hina, just number 8, standing here to express my views on the topic, fall 7 times, stand up 8. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. What does it mean? It means getting back up, over and over again, until you win, until the other person gets tired of swinging or loses interest and wanders on, until you are forced to be away while the whole world sleeps. You have to get it, because failure is nothing to be afraid of. In fact, I think failure is fascinating. And what's more fascinating is getting to your own feet on your own every time you fail. But I have never understood why people are so afraid to fail, or why they hesitate to stretch for their next rung on the ladder of life just because they might talk alone. Take the example of J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter and got rejected on her first book 12 times. Elon Musk's rocket launches failed 9 times, until that one who tried, which earned him billions. These examples produce a question in our mind. What does it take to be successful? What is the difference between an average person and an achiever? Well, nothing much, but their response to failure. While the average people, after failing, find shade in the shadows, the achievers rise again to face the searing light of the sun. It's true that failure sends a shadow of self-doubt flickering across our minds. It can break our self-esteem and remind us of all the ways in which we are inadequate. But your failures don't have to become your reality. In the words of Nelson Mandela, do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. I'm a soul like a 40-year-old having so many life experiences about failures and getting back up every time you fail. But you are never too young to learn from other people's failures. So I want to conclude that your dreams don't have an expiration date. So take a deep breath and try again. Thank you. Have a thoughtful day.
Rising. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. I think these were the thoughts expressed by the contestant. proceed. The next contestant is batch numbers S9. Fall 7 times, stand up, please.
Truly said by Thomas Alva Edison, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to always try just one more time. A very warm good morning to one non-present here. Today, I'm here to add my views on the topic, fall 7 times, stand up 8. The Japanese proverb, Nana Korobi Ya Oki, means fall down 7 times, stand up 8. This famous proverb was quoted by Mr. Phil Jackson in his book, 11 Brains, the Soul of Success. This proverb intimates that your spirit, the spirit to never give up hope and to always strive for more. It expresses that your focus isn't on the reality in front of you, but on a greater vision that may not be a reality yet. Many of life failures are those people who did not realize that how close they were to success when they gave up. A sad reality for those who lose hope and give up is the realization they had that if they kept going just a little further, the success they desired could have been theirs. You might have to encounter failure 7 times or maybe more than that. But real failure is only when you refuse to get up. In life, challenges will come. We will fall, we will fail. But just remember the baby giraffe at that time. Baby giraffe? Let me explain. When a giraffe gives birth to a baby, it falls on the ground with a great force, as the giraffe is really tall. As the baby giraffe tries to understand where it has been fallen, meanwhile, the mother giraffe stands over it and kicks it really hard. The baby giraffe falls at a distance. Again, the mother giraffe stands over it and gives it another hard kick. Therefore, the baby giraffe understands that if I don't act now, I will keep getting hard kicks. So now, the baby giraffe tries to get upon his wobbly legs and gradually starts running. This shows that going through a rough time can actually act as a catalyst for changing your life for the better. So remember, whenever life makes you hard, no matter how many times you fall, learn to get up. Get up, stand up, and start running. And keep running until you achieve your goal. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yes, the thoughts, great thoughts. If we fall, let us get up. Fall, get up, and proceed towards our goal. The next contestant is having batch number S10, and the topic is cowards die many times, stand up. Cowards die many times before their death. Yes.
Cowardice is a curse. Why cowardice? It makes your life hellish. Oh dear, dauntlessness is there to live your life to the fullest. A very pleasant morning to one and all present here. I am Panita and today I wish to express my views on the topic, coward dies many times before death. Firstly, I think it's suitable to elucidate who a coward is. A person who is unable to control his fears and shrinks or runs away from danger lacking courage is a coward in true sense. Crowned writer William Shakespeare writes in his play Julius Caesar that coward dies many times before death. A valiant never
never taste death but once. Each one of us present here will agree to the reference. Let's understand the statement. How a person can actually die multiple times in the single lifetime. Right away when you realize that he uses the death as a metaphor here, as it is physically impossible to die multiple times. He uses the metaphor of death to convey how a person feels inside when he or she runs away from a danger or a challenge. A coward never takes an initiative to do any challenging task. They feel like scared and they feel like dying all the time in their single lifetime. But a valiant only dies once. A person who is not afraid of the challenges of life will not feel like dying as a coward does. Life is not always the bed of roses. It has thorns in its way. Fearlessness, struggle, and courage in an integrated form becomes the medium of living life in a true sense. It is rightly said, once you become fearless, your life becomes limitless. Even Mahatma Gandhi, who advocated non-violence, didn't adopt cowardice in his life. The article, which was published in India Today, proves it absolutely true. There he mentioned, my non-violence does not admit running away from danger and leaving your loved ones unprotected. I would prefer violence to cowardice. No one wants to die multiple times, but the question arises, how to overcome cowardice? First is to set some core set of principles. The first principle is to focus on what is under your control and leave beyond what is under your what is not under your control. The second is to give value back to the world. The third is to own your mistakes and take your responsibilities. The fourth is transparency and honesty. Good sleep, meditation can also help in this regard. Thereafter comes a rule to follow. Done is better than perfection. If you run after perfection, nothing will ever get finished. But if you focus on it is not perfect right now, but it will get more and more polished with time, your motive will be fulfilled. Strong determination to overcome cowardice matters here. So follow these basic principles and you will definitely overcome your cowardice. At last, I would like to say, a cry from each core of heart is, I don't want to die multiple times. I don't want to die multiple times. I yearn for a one-time death. So I'm strong, valiant, and dauntless. I'm not a coward. Thank you and have a great day.
Good morning, good afternoon, honorable judges, respected teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I stand before you to express my views on the topic, cowards die many times before their death. This statement has been taken from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, afterward it became a prevalent proverb of English language. What has been said by Caesar in reply to Calpurnia is a universal truth. Today, we live in a modern democratic world with equal rights. Then, why should we discuss this now? We live in a society made of inequality and diversity, like rich and poor, weak and strong, innocent and culprits. By nature, humans want to impose his or her thoughts on others. Those who surrender to adverse situations are mentally weak. They die many deaths before they actually do, because these people are always afraid of unseen events and don't have courage to face challenges. They are always in dilemma. Whereas brave people, they never hesitate to face challenges and always live their life to the hilt. And they're adventurous enough to risk their lives to achieve their goals. Whereas a coward, he just sits and broods, and as a consequence, depresses himself and all those associated with him. Those who are brave fight the battle of life and live it on their own terms. And those who are weak and timid, they never live life on their own terms, but on others. Coward people don't have dignity and guts to against their oaths, and therefore they can't enjoy life. In Mahabharata, Lord Vishnu said that Kayar sahe dukh sada, veer bhoge vasundhara, means coward always remains in the suffering, but the brave people rule the world. Likewise, Tulsi Das has also said, Samarthya ko dosh nahi, means people don't blame the brave, but blame those who are weak, timid, and coward. Death, it is inanity. Death has undone so many. But what has death done to those who die in great cause? They never die. They continue to live forever. What has death done to Gandhi, Napoleon, Subhash Chandra Bose, Lakshmi Bai, and many other brave people? Death could only kill their bodies alone, but they continue to live forever. To conclude, I would like to say, when the roots of the tree begin to decay, it spreads death to the branches. When the soul is timid, the strong bodies are even useless. Therefore, I would like to say, we should bravely face the challenges of life and always be brave, not a coward. Thank you,
Let us try to be valiant, not a coward. This was the message I think she has just given. To proceed, let us with batch number S12. Fall 7 times, stand up 8.
Whenever you feel like quitting it, remember why you started it. A very pleasant afternoon to one and all present here, and especially judges. Today I am Charlie Hans, standing in front of you all to represent my views on the topic Fall 7 times, stand up 8. You'll fall for the first time, get up and try again. You'll fall for the second time, get back up and try again. But at some point of time in your life, you'll fall for the third time. You will fall for the fourth time. Get back up and try again, my friends. Falling one time is not a failure. It's the start of your journey. No matter how many times you get knocked down, you get up again and get knocked down for the fifth time. Get back up and try again. Success is a journey. But what is most important? That one should simply do its best and remember persistence. Success is no accident. It is the hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, and sacrifice. And most of all, love yourself and love what you're aiming to achieve. You'll fall for the sixth time, seventh time, and much more in your lives. But my friends, remember, get back up and try again and again. We all start standing on our own 2 feet, standing for what we believe, standing for what is right, standing for our loved ones, and standing for those who can't even stand themselves, even if it means standing alone. You must believe in yourselves when others say you cannot. You must rise, my friends, you must rise. Do you know, there are many real-life examples that will help us motivate in our lives and never give up in our lives. For example, J.K. Rowling. She received 12 rejections before her first Harry Potter book was published. Henry Ford. He went bankrupt before starting the Ford company. You might have heard about Thomas Edison. He also tested thousands of materials before creating the first carbon filament light bulb. Falling down might not be a choice, but staying down after that is definitely a deliberate choice. No matter how much the gravitational pull you experience, what matters the most is just rise up and never give up in your lives. Do you know, we learn very little from our victory, but much more from our defeat. So stay focused even if you fall 1,000 times and never
made by the contestant. Let us proceed for the next contestant having badge number as 13. Fall 7 times, stand up 8.
Everyone dreams, it's action that takes courage. Everyone dies, it's living that takes courage. But the question is, what is this courage? It is that ability which consists of bravery, passion, determination, and a very strong desire to achieve something. Always remember, it's not that great people are courageous, it's that the people who are courageous become great. And do we possess this ability that will lead us to the path of greatness? Do we? Anyways, today's topic, fall 7 times and get paid, is in itself a pretty inspirational line that tells us not to give up at any point of our life. But the thing is, are we really able to understand the meaning behind this line? Yes, the literal meaning definitely gets in our head. But do we really relate and feel to what does this actually means to fall 7 times and get paid? The answer is we don't. No, we don't. And why so? It's because most people don't actually go through the situations where they have to fall 7 times and then get paid. Majority likes to settle for mediocrity rather than struggling and striving for glory. Let's take example of few great personalities. For example, our very own Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, who started as a tea vendor and now is the Prime Minister of India. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he was rejected from Air Force because due to his looks, his personality and his behavior, and then he became the most silent man of India. Michael Jackson, one of the greatest artists of all time, fell from a height of 50 feet while performing and broke his bones. And during one of his performances, his hair caught fire. His body was burned, but still, he didn't give up. He continued. Fake allegations of child sexual abuse were made on him to destroy his dignity, but still, he kept going and at the end became the most influential artist of all time. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of America. When he was 9 years old, he lost his mother. When he was 12, he lost his sister. When he grew up, he fell in love with a woman and she married him. Later on, he married another woman and had 3 children. And 3 again of my friends, all 3 of them passed away, including his wife. At the end, he was so depressed that he used to stay away from things like knives because he used to think if I would see a knife, I would just use it to kill myself. At the end, he started to participate in elections and became the 16th president of America. At the end, all I want you people to do is take inspiration from these great people. Go home and look in the mirror and just say to yourself, I refuse to give up. I refuse to get suppressed by the opinions of other people. I refuse to get suppressed by my circumstances. The thing is, it's not about circumstances. It's about how we react to it. And also, you have to take that first step, that initial step that will lead you to actually starting up and being consistent. We are not born for achieving our parents' goal. Doesn't this society say that parents want their children to fulfill their goals which they couldn't? No, we don't have to do that. We have got our own life, have your own goals, be consistent, and keep doing what you want, believe in yourself, and one day you will be successful. Thank you, and have a nice day.
I would like to call the next contestant having badge number as 14. Fall 7 times, stand up 8.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may throw me in the very dark. Still like dust I'll rise. This my silliness upsets you? Why are you missing the glue? 'Cause I go blind, I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I'll rise.
shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness. Still like air I will rise. Honorable dignitaries, fair panel of juries, respected teachers, and my dear fellow participants. Jai Hind, everyone. I'm Dipti with my batch number 14. I'm here with my topic, fall down 7 times and stands up 8. Fall down 7 times and stands up 8, or Nana Korobi Yao, is a Japanese proverb, which is as Japanese as Japan is, who has the ability to recreate Hiroshima and Nagasaki again and again. Dear friends, life is crazy and totally unpredictable. It will hit you over, it will push you down, it will kick you when you try to get back. But you need to push the limits, bend the rules, and enjoy every minute of it. History is testimony of the fact that the famous and successful people with crowning achievements stand trial and determination as much as effort. So don't be afraid of failures. There are many people who fail at the first attempts, but later on got great success. You know that frustrating feeling when you don't get something on your first attempt? Multiply it. Multiply it by 5,126, because that's the number of failed prototypes Sir James Dyson went through over the course of 15 years before creating the polymer's best-selling bagless vacuum cleaner of an overall net worth of $4.5 billion. How was the reason? He was told by his teachers that he was too stupid to learn anything. He went on to hold more than 1,000 patents, including phonograph and practical electric lamp. Albert Einstein, his name is synonymous with intelligence, yet it wasn't always that way for him. He didn't learn to speak until he was 4. He didn't learn to read until he was 7 and thought to be mentally handicapped. What if he gave up and never preserved? Some of the best theories of the world were never taken on. Einstein went on to win the Nobel Prize and alter the world's approach towards physics. So let me finally conclude my speech with the following lines. Life will knock you down many times, but it depends on you whether you want to catch up or not. As Pablo Picasso has so widely said, that your every act of creation is first the act of destruction. Thank you for listening me patiently.
It's a lesson you should heed. Try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Then your courage should appear, but if you persevere, you will conquer, never fear. Try again. If you strive, it's not disgrace. Though we don't win the race, what should you do in that case? Try again. With these thoughts, we proceed toward the next contestant. As 15, cowards die many times before their death.
Do you know that 40% of the students studying in college campuses attempt suicide every year? And out of this, 25% of them actually even die. And let's talk facts. In 2021, 31,096 children worldwide. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. My name is Lazan and today I stand before you to speak on the topic that cowards die many times before their actual death. Now when psychologists observe this pattern, they too were intrigued as to why so many students were suicidal all of a sudden. And what they found out was that there was one thing in common. All these students had in them the fear of failure. These children had never experienced failure in their entire lives and were hence so stressed, so excited about facing failure that the wish inside them to live exactly what happens. Cowards not only die many times before their deaths, but sometimes their cowardice becomes the reason of their death. And this works for all the fears. The fear of dark, spiders maybe, the fear of losing your money, your family, social phobias, and so on. Even if you look at studies, it says that 96%, yes you heard me right, 96% of people experience hardships, experience their fears when they want to achieve something in life, when they are running this race of success. And some people deny facing their fears, due to which the strength of their character is depleted, their soul dies. FEAR, it can stand for two different things. Fear everything and run, or face everything and rise. It is all your choice. But once you decide to face it, the kind of character that you build, the kind of faith that you manifest, the kind of courage that you develop is worth every single step that you took towards it. And once you have this courage, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you have the key to life itself. Because now you can face your fears. And as Jane Canfield has said, everything you want lies on the other side of you. It takes courage to be different. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to be above the line of mediocre people in society. So step out of your comfort zones and face your fears. Because if you always take the path that is easy, with the least resistance, keep saying, oh man, I will never be able to get out of this, your soul dies and dies and dies, till the point where you can no longer face it, no matter how hard you try. I'm not asking you to be Amrendra Paul Baligani mein, take it upon yourselves to save the world, but at least do what you can when you want to achieve something. At the end, a question for the masses. Do you want to die a dreamer on the verge of could have, should have, and would have? If you do, then go lead your comfortable and unchallenged life. But always remember that growth takes place only when you are challenged, only when you face your fears and conquer them. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Great thoughts. Let's understand it as 16. Having badge number F16. Welcome. Cows die many times before their death.
What are we afraid of? Is it the syringe being pricked inside our body, or the fear itself? Do my own thoughts arise fear in me, or the syringe? If it's the syringe, then how can a non-living entity bring me a feeling? Surprisingly, we are the people who talk of bravery, and on the other hand, are frightened of our own fears. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Today, I, just number S16, is here to articulate my views and do justice with the statement. Cowards die many times before their death. Genuinely, most of us do not live a life, but we just pretend to live. Life in real clusters, accepting every new challenge, tackling it with all your might, and in the end, expecting just one outcome. Either I learn or I win. Think of any of the major events ever happened in the human history. From the discovery of America by Columbus to the first step on the moon by Neil Armstrong. From the beginning of French Revolution to the journey of Mahatma Gandhi from being a lawyer to the father of the nation. All these have an underlying current in common, which is an extraordinary, unconquerable will. Cowards die many times before their death. It doesn't simply mean that bravery is the absence of fear, but rather, it's the spirit. It's the spirit that doesn't let one surrender himself to his or her fears. Fear is as natural as every night is followed by day, but not letting that fear overcome your daring. is what makes you a human of some essence. As one famous quotation goes, blood, sweat, grit, determination, tears and toil make a man. Those who always crave for an effortless life. Those who always crave for an effortless life. Those who compromise easily. Those who do not recognize their talent. Those who are afraid of walking on untrodden paths. Those who feel terrified of taking any initiative, and all those who dream of lesser than what they deserve. They all are cowards. They die multiple deaths. Death of their spirit, death of their courage, death of their passion, death of their purpose, and above all, death of the metal human beings are believed to be made of. Wake up all! Day begins when the sun is up, and night begins only when the passion to live prevails. We must ensure that with every passing day, we are a better, more learned and a happier person. Life after surrender is death in disguise. Stand straight like a redwood in the valley. Stand straight like a redwood in the valley. Drive out the fear stored inside thee. Embrace audacity and courage with glee. Don't die. Don't die before the death is destined to be. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems strange to me that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. When Julius Caesar was advised not to go outside by the priest, he did not stop. He only felt that we never know what God wants to happen. A warm morning to everyone present here. I, Jess number 17, is here before you all to air my views on the topic, cowards die many times before their death. Human life is full of risks and dangers when one is exposed to them, when one sitting at home or at workplace or even during commuting. The traffic on the road has become so unruly and chaotic that crossing the road itself poses a great threat to life. Every day we meet challenges. At the same time, we have options. It is our call to accept it or ignore it. Only brave people have the courage to face challenges and go beyond limitations. It is also a great thing to know that great inventions, great victories, and great achievements are only done because brave people decide to do. The brave do not waste their valuable time in brooding over matters but believe in action. They live in the present and have no fear of the future. Display of bravery enables them to live life to the fullest. The cowards, on the other hand, are unable to live in the present. They either brood over the past or are pessimists about the future. Display the fear of future leads them to inaction and makes them depressed. It also makes them lose their self-respect. A brave man lives an immortal life, but a coward dies not once, but several times. Death comes to all the kings and the beggars, the rich and the poor, the princes and the paupers. It lays its icy hands on all creatures without any distinction or discrimination. It is a folly to be afraid of death. People turn pale at the thought of death. Even religious people who know that death would definitely come and at a predetermined time are afraid of death. At this time, it is also wise to remember other two sayings, tomorrow never come and better late than never. Coward people keep postponing their tasks or ignore their tasks. A wise man would not do so. Every day we should wake up, get ready, and break our fears for life. Like a chick comes out from an egg with such a great force. Our success only comes when we break our fears for life. We all have a Julius Caesar inside our hearts. Only with our own thoughts we we can bring out the bravery inside us. For life is once, we have to live it right. Thank you.
Let us try to die only one time, not many times. Let us be valiant and courageous so that we may not have to die many times. This was the message I think that was conveyed here. To proceed with, the next contestant is having bachelor work SAT, all 7 times stand up, please.
Success is a failure turned inside out, silver tint of clouds of doubt, and you never know how far you are. It may be nearer when it seems so far, so stick to the point when you're at the hardest hit. It's when things seems wrong, then you must not quit, A pleasant morning to esteemed judges, worthy teachers, and all fellow friends. I am Mansi, student of class +1, going to air my views on the topic, fall 7 times, stand up 8. In very simple words, even if you fail numerous times, you should not give up, like what the court says itself, fall 7 times, stand up 8. It doesn't matter how many times you fail, but what really matters is how many times you stand up. Just keep on trying and trying in every phase of your life. And what is our life all about? Well, our life is like a game, a challenging game, in which rising and falling are inseparable experience that everyone has to go through. Everyone. Somehow, if you fail or discourage yourself, then at this moment, you'll stop trying and will ensure your own failure yourself. For instance, let me explain you with the example of recent T20 World Cup match between India and Pakistan. Were you not crazy about that when India just needed 16 runs in just 5 balls? What if any of the contestant cricketers said that this is so hard and I can't do this? I am so sure that the result would not be the same as of that day. Actually, a good quality these personality acquire is perseverance. They not only rises up from the challenges, but they don't quit until they reach their goal. Life is full of obstacles and hindrances, but the real person is one who keeps on growing from the
True champions understand that if you are going to be a lion, you have to know what it means. It means go through the journey. You cannot pretend or fake it just to make it to be a champion. When everybody is sleeping, the champion is the one that wakes up. The champion is the one that gets up before the sun comes up. The champion is the one that never let the sun catch them sleeping. There will be a time in your life when you got to put in the work and you got to understand that if you are going to do this, you better do it with the right attitude. Because attitude, it will going to take you to the level you need to be and beyond. Every great experiment is one step closer to success. I'm sure you probably heard that before. I don't want to cut you down because that is so important. Sometimes the setbacks are so severe that you to keep going. Sometimes failure becomes so hard to bear that moving an inch seems impossible. Life has ups and downs, and these ups and downs will decide who I am and who I will be. It takes strong willpower to continue after every setback and rise after every fall. The Japanese proverb highlighted perfectly by Phil Jackson, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. These are the words that hold the potential to strengthen the weak, to motivate the spirit to uplift the fall and to guide the lost. My dear listeners, falling down may not be a choice. Staying down after that is definitely a deliberate choice. No matter how much the gap is before you experience, rise up and keep moving forward. Thank you for your attention and have a splendid day ahead.
Next participant is having bachelor S1T in topic is India in 21st century.
eyebrow look. I was furious at that man's reaction. But as what is worth noting is that reaction was demonstrated by several people in the gathering. Right, and dwell on it for a moment. How can be a computerized machine be more important than a humanized protect? I had this good afternoon to all the judges and my dear friends. Myself contestant number 20, and I am here to express my views on the topic India. This is the era of privatization, industrialization, and globalization. The effects of globalization have long been disputed while bringing with it a set of issues. Let us look at the development in past centuries. Factored to the statement, India in the 21st century. It took us 200,000 years to turn from hunters to farmers, and another 12,000 years to turn from farmer to an industrial society. But this 21st century is a little different. Today, change is not taking place in thousands of years or centuries. We are changing the way we live, talk, our jobs, our education with every passing year. Yes, I agree that India is developing day by day. Thanks to the green revolution which made our country self-sustained in all senses of terms. The Pokhran test tube, again a proud moment which made India sixth nuclear power. We have grown from everywhere, from life expectancy to sex ratio, from illiteracy to sanitation, digitalization. So welcome to the new India, which is no more dependent for any of its needs on any other country. But wait, we still lag behind in various strategies which pose a major challenge today. A big challenge in front of us is women's safety. There is no doubt that Indian women have conquered every platform, but we should not deny the fact that even today, 736 million of women suffers from sexual harassment. Yes, my dear friends, I am talking about a country where women are sacred babies. But do we really have time? Are we left with any time? The whole world is waiting for India to be India of 21st century in its real time. India, the whole world waits when a missile man like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam comes up and shows us a new path. A day when all these eyes glitter with hearts of with confidence shining in them. And maybe that day, this 75-year-old India, the 75-year-old developing country, will be a developed nation. Thank you for listening.
I would like to call the next contestant. With badge number has 21. All 7 lines stand up.
Success comes in stages by those who never succeed. These lines by Emily Dickinson hold so true and somewhere embodies in itself the philosophy of courage and resilience. A very good afternoon to everyone. Today I am stand before you to air my views on the topic all 7 times stand up. Before or fail again exam isn't easy. Courage, the quality most essential to understand the language of the world. Perseverance is required in abundance to find your feet when you have faith and to start again. With no surety of success, but a stronger come at every time. It is tough, but this inculcates perseverance, a precious quality to embody, more precious than any diamond. Failure inspires winners. Failure defeats losers. And if failure is not an option, then neither is success. History is proof. Every generation, or let me say, the very beginning of humanity. The origin itself is a beautiful example of this proverb, which finds its origin in Japan, the most developed country in Asia. It has achieved this status by resilience, endurance, resolution, and sheer grit. No heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of its dreams. It is every second of the search encounter with God and with eternity. During the Second World War, when Americans dropped the atomic bombs, Little Boy and Fat Man, on the major cities of Japan, shattering their dreams and drowning them in the depth of darkness, they didn't give up. They built themselves and thus the nation red by red, falling every time, but eventually stood up, making technology as a pillar, looking forward to the dawn of new homes. And it's not just about Japan. There's much more to it that we may look upon as a considerable example of how not giving up with constant efforts can give anyone such outstanding results. As there's only one thing that makes a dream impossible to reach: the fear of failure. And just as the book The Alchemist states, before a dream is realized, the soul of the world is everything that was learned along the way. We can, in addition to realizing our dreams, master the lessons that we have learned as we have moved toward it. And that's the point at which most people give up. It's the point at which, as we say in the language of the desert, when dazzle first, just where the palm trees appear in the horizon. And every search begins with vigorous love. And every search ends with victors in severely tested. Because if it was easy, then there would be no Savitribai Phule. If it was easy, there would be no Nikola Tesla, there would be no Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, no Mother Teresa, no Nelson Mandela. Because if it was that easy, then there would be no one who is standing as an ideal pillar for the upcoming generations. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. And as the universe knows, the depths of oppression creates heights of character. So never give up and live a life worth living. Thank you.